Good morning. Happy Saturday, D-backs fans. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely was not expecting to wake up to the news that the D-backs made a big splash in the free agent market, and they signed top-of-the-line starting pitcher Corbin Burnes to a 6-year, $210 million deal. A lot of the actual financial details aren't fully out there yet, but I believe John Gambadoro of AZ Sports did put out a tweet that the first 2 years are going to be less money, and then the amount given to him kind of does increase in the last four. One of the other things with this contract is he does have an opt-out after the 2026 season, so there's potential that if he does have two stellar years here in Arizona, he could try to hit the open market again, maybe get himself some more guaranteed money and all that. It was interesting seeing reports that the teams like the San Francisco Giants and the Toronto Blue Jays did offer him a little bit more money, and I would assume more years along with it. But the fact that Corbin Burnes currently lives here in Scottsdale, he did, from reports I was saying, did just have two twins born, so he gets the chance to kind of stay at home a little bit, be with his family a little bit more throughout the season, and he doesn't have too long of a walk to go to the spring training facility. But Mike Hazen does, get Ken Kendrick to open the checkbook. They break the franchise record for guaranteed money that was given to Zach Greinke back in 2016 when they signed him to a $206.5 million deal. So while it doesn't break it by much, it is still a pretty big chunk of money and a good sign that the D-backs are still trying to stay at pace with the rest of the NL, not just the Dodgers, but teams like the Mets, teams like the Cubs, who are getting better. They are improving, so the D-backs want to stand pat. They want to improve. And one of the things I liked about this Corbin Burnes signing was from this tweet, OPS_baseball on Twitter. They put out a stat tweet that was saying Corbin Burnes since 2020 with minimum 800 innings pitched is first with a 2.8 ERA. He's first in WHIP with a 102. His strikeout percentage first at 29%, and then his exit velocity, he's second at 86.7. And it also does look good on the contract. The fact that the Yankees gave Max Fried, 32-year-old pitcher, an 8-year, $218 million deal. D-backs giving Corbin Burnes, who is 32 years younger, and again just maybe a little bit more consistent, but really solid deal for the Snakes. It does leave a few questions on what the D-backs are going to be doing with the rotation, with 7, possibly 8 guys trying to fight for 5 rotation spots. Obviously Corbin Burnes now, Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez, Jordan Montgomery, Brandon Pfaadt, Ryan Nelson, and potentially even Tommy Henry. So these are probably some questions we'll have to wait until spring training to see who wins those battles, who goes where. Maybe even the D-backs make a few trades. I know there's a few spots like back end of the bullpen that they're still trying to fully solidify. So maybe they now they feel a little bit more comfortable. Maybe they have some pieces they want to trade and get the Cardinals to open up on Ryan Helsley. Maybe they go after some relievers in the free agent market like Jeff Hoffman, who has some pretty interesting underlying numbers and has had a sub-2.5 ERA in the last 2 seasons with Philadelphia. So maybe the D-backs having the Phillies assistant pitching coach can kind of lure him here, someone he's familiar with, or maybe even they try to make another big splash and they go get an elite left-handed reliever in Tanner Scott, who had a stellar 4.0 WAR last year with a sub-2 ERA. So there are some moves still to be made, but again, initial thoughts, great signing by the D-backs. This really shows that they're not just going to stand pat with the roster they currently have. They're still going to be aggressive, and they're going to try to do their best to stay aggressive and build off of some of the success. Gabe on our live show that we just did bring up that the D-backs didn't have pitching last year, but they had an insane offense, and look how that worked. They missed the playoffs by one game. So maybe they're trying to find a little bit more balance where maybe we don't have as much power, but we don't have to worry about giving up as many runs. So there was a bit more information that did come out about Corbin Burnes' contract via John Gambadoro of AZ Sports. He did say that the Corbin Burnes deal will include a no-trade clause for the first 2 years. If Burnes decides not to opt out at that time, then the trade or the no-trade clause will go away. And then also there looks like there is some deferred money. I know I talked about earlier, the first 2 years being lower than the other ones. It does seem like there is a, quote, significant amount of money that is deferred. So the D-backs are joining the deferral party that the Dodgers are in, and looks like it is indeed not just the Dodgers who can make these deferral moves. It's definitely a a positive thing in my eyes, but I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts. So again, let me know what you guys think about the D-backs and Corbin Burnes coming to an agreement and bringing one of the best starting pitcher free agents to the Valley. I'm Brett with D-backs Dispatch. Make sure you guys also join our Discord, follow us on Twitter, like, comment, share all of our YouTube videos. It does help out, and we'll see you for the next emergency pod and just reactions.